pandemic-level volatility to start the last week, and now a more than 9% retracement from all-time highs for the S&P 500, the market is still up more than 10% on the year. Was that the pullback? And if it was, did you take the chance to buy the dip? Get ready, traders. We've got another exciting week of earnings and economic data ahead of us. Key prints like the PPI and CPI are on the docket, as well as earnings from retail staples, Chinese ADRs, and crypto miners. It's time for us to delve into what should be a lively week ahead. But before you do that, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Monday kicks off with an earnings report from Barrick Gold before the bell. We'll get a few pieces of economic data heading into the midday period, starting with the Consumer Inflation Expectations Report at 11 a.m. At 11:30 a.m., we'll get the 3-month and 6-month bill auctions, followed by the World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates Report, or WADSE report, at 12 p.m. The monthly budget statement for July is expected to come out at 2 p.m. Let's see how it compares to last month's print of negative $66 billion. Quite an interesting post-market earnings lineup here. We'll hear from companies including CRISPR Therapeutics, TeraWulf, and Rumble. Rumble, which has a short float of about 4.7%, received an investment from J.D. Vance's Naria Capital in 2021, and it rallied after Vance was announced as the Republican candidate for vice president. Keep an eye on this retail favorite when its report drops. With a short float of 9.9%, small-cap crypto miner TeraWulf is also on watch here. Even more earnings on Tuesday morning, including Home Depot. Home Depot beat estimates for earnings per share in Q1 2024, but their revenue came in below expectations and dropped by 2.3% on a year-over-year basis. Analysts are looking for $42.6 billion in revenue for Q2. Other names reporting before the bell include Swiss shoe company On Holding, crypto miner Hut 8, Chinese ADR Tencent Music Entertainment, and Sea Limited. Big economic data print to watch out for at 8:30 a.m. It's the Producer Price Index for July. PPI and core PPI increased on a month-over-month and year-over-year basis in June, with core PPI making its sharpest year-over-year increase in more than a year to rise by 3%. We'll also get the monthly and yearly changes in PPI, ex-food, energy, and trade for the month of July. At 1:15 p.m., we'll get comments from Fed's Bostic, followed by the API crude oil stock change at 4:30 p.m. Beware of the Canaccord Genuity Annual Growth Conference as well. Companies like BlackBerry, SolarEdge, and Oklo are set to attend. The TD Cowen Annual Communications Infrastructure Summit is also scheduled for Tuesday. Recent runner Lumen Technologies is among the attendees. Wednesday kicks off with another major economic release, the Consumer Price Index for July at 8:30 a.m. The month-over-month CPI print for June was negative 0.1%, the metric's first negative print since June 2020, with the year-over-year and core CPI prints also coming in lower than expected. Do you think we'll continue to see a slowdown with the July CPI prints? Make sure to let us know in the chat. At 10:30 a.m., we'll get the EIA crude oil and gasoline stock changes, and we'll get the 17-week bill auction at 11:30 a.m. We've got some earnings reports to watch out for after the bell, including Cisco. The company's revenue dropped by 13% year over year for fiscal Q3 2024, but they still beat analyst estimates, and they're expected to post $13.52 billion in revenue for fiscal Q4. Quite a few recent small cap and meme names are scheduled to report after the close as well, including Longevron, Canoe Inc., and AST Space Mobile. With a 49.9% short float and several recent catalysts related to its Alzheimer's treatments, Longevron is definitely one to keep an eye on. Two huge reports in the Chinese ADR space to kick things off on Thursday morning. We'll get earnings from both Alibaba and JD.com. Alibaba stock recently benefited from a rally in both the US and abroad, after Bloomberg reported that the company would start charging a 0.6% service fee for vendors with confirmed transactions on Tmall and Taobao. The company beat revenue estimates in Q1 2024, but reported an 86% year-over-year drop in net income. Let's see if they can meet Q2 revenue estimates of $34.95 billion. Also reporting before the bell are heavyweights John Deere and Walmart. Deere cut its profit forecast for fiscal 2024 for the second time in a row during its last report, citing lower demand for tractors. Well, Walmart reached all-time highs after reporting notable EPS and revenue beats for Q1 2024. Analysts are looking for $11.34 billion in quarterly revenue from Deere and $168.46 billion in revenue from Walmart. So much economic data on the docket throughout the day. At 8:30 a.m., we'll get the month-over-month changes in retail sales, export prices, and import prices for July, the year-over-year changes in export and import prices for July, the New York, Empire State, and Philadelphia Fed manufacturing indices for August, the Philly Fed business conditions, CapEx index, employment, new orders and prices paid for August, and initial and continued jobless claims. At 9:15, we'll get the month-over-month and year-over-year changes in industrial and manufacturing production, as well as capacity utilization, all for the month of July. At 10 a.m., we'll get the month-over-month change in business inventories for June, as well as the NAHB housing market index for the month of August. A few more pieces of economic data to be aware of heading into the midday and the afternoon. We've got the EIA natural gas stock change at 10:30 a.m., followed by the 4-week and 8-week bill auctions at 11:30 a.m., and the 15 and 30-year mortgage rates at 12 p.m. Watch out after the bell for the net long-term Treasury international capital flows, foreign bond investments, and the overall net capital flows for June at 4 p.m., and the Fed balance sheet at 4:30 p.m. There's also a few post-market earnings names to be aware of, including Applied Materials and Grab Holdings. Friday's a bit of a lighter day when it comes to economic data and earnings, but we do have one print to be aware of in the oil space: the Baker Hughes rate counts at 1 p.m. And that's the week ahead. Thanks for sticking with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment to let us know what earnings name you're looking forward to trading next week. Make sure to tune in with us at 8:30 a.m. from Monday to Friday at TraderTV.Live.